The Souls-like genre has grown dramatically over the years, thanks to From Software setting it in motion with Demon's Souls and continuing to innovate and expand with each title, with its most recent title, Elden Ring, setting the world on fire and welcoming more people than ever to the Souls-like genre. The next few years are looking stacked for video games, and there are plenty of Souls-likes to look forward to. What's up, Supreme Team? You're here with J-Dog Supreme, and today we're counting down the top 10 Souls-likes you can't miss. Starting off at number 10, we have Project Relic. The brutal Souls-like in a dark, creepy, and unforgiving world, and is a lesser-known Souls-like title that we should be keeping an eye on. Project Relic is being developed by Project Cloud Games, a small team based in Korea, but don't let the small team numbers fool you. This looks as good as the rest of the big titles on this list. There isn't too much details about Project Relic, so expect more details about story and mechanics throughout the year, and a name change, as I'm sure Project Relic is just a placeholder. Project Relic is expected to release sometime in 2023, with platforms to be announced. Next up at number 9, we have Another Crab's Treasure. Yes, I know what you're thinking. When can I get my hands on this game? I mean, what else would you be thinking? Another Crab's Treasure is looking to be a Souls-like first and foremost, with a bit of tongue-in-cheek tone to a usually dark tone genre. Aggro Crab has said they are looking to make a game that is challenging but also accessible. You are Krill, a hermit crab who has lost his shell. On your goal to get your shell back, you'll use anything you can as your temporary shell, from trash to buckets, while also finding out the dark secrets behind the polluted ocean. Another Crab's Treasure is being developed and published by Aggro Crab, a fitting name. This is their second game, with their first being Going Under. Another Crab's Treasure is expected to release sometime in 2023. Expected platforms at this time are Nintendo Switch and PC. Fingers crossed that this will come to other consoles. Next up at number 8, we have Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn is set in an open world that has been overtaken by the old gods. These old gods have seemingly ripped the thread between the world of the living and dead, with the undead breaking through and driving humanity almost to extinction. Enter you, one of the members of the coalition army that is intent on repelling the undead and breaking the connection put in place by these old gods. Flintlock is being developed by A44 Games, based in New Zealand. Hey, shout out to my own country, who previously worked on another Souls-like, Ashen. Flintlock Siege of Dawn utilises firearms as well as melee weapons, reminiscent of Bloodborne. It'll be interesting to see how Flintlock can put its own spin on the use of these firearms. Flintlock is expected to release on all major platforms except the Switch, as well as on PC, sometime in early 2023. It has also been confirmed that this will be available on Game Pass on day 1. At number 7, we have Remnant II. The Souls-like with guns. The Remnant series focuses on gun gameplay and ditches the close quarters sword and board approach found in most Souls-likes. Remnant from the Ashes became a cult hit with its use of guns in a Souls-like format. Remnant 2 returns with a bigger and better survival action shooter. Remnant 2 allows for you and up to 2 others to explore the depths of the unknown to stop an evil from destroying reality itself. Remnant 2 is being developed by Gunfire Games and is expected to release on all major platforms except the Switch in 2023. Next up at number 6, we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
I hear you've been busy making yourself the Empire's most wanted.
Star Wars Fallen Order released in 2019 and surprised players with its soul-inspired combat set in the Star Wars universe. Thanks to the great success of Fallen Order, its sequel Jedi Survivor will see the protagonist Cal's story expand, with EA being more restrained with Fallen Order because of it being an uncharted territory for the franchise. Expect a grander scale, story, and features in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is being developed by Respawn Entertainment. Players can grab Fallen Order to catch up on Cal's story as the game is currently on Game Pass and recently in January's PS Plus lineup. Jedi Survivor will release on April 28th on all major platforms except the Switch. Next up at number 5, we have Hollow Knight Silksong. The sequel to Hollow Knight has been heavily anticipated for quite some time, never seeming to get a release date despite being featured in gaming's top shows. Hollow Knight Silksong is a sequel to the indie Metroidvania Souls-like that won the heart of everyone with its beautiful art style and challenging difficulty. You control Hornet, who some may recognise, as she travels through unfamiliar lands on her way to the top of the kingdom. Developed by Team Cherry, Hollow Knight Silksong is expected to release on all major platforms, hopefully in 2023. Fingers crossed for this one. 2023 is looking like the year that Hollow Knight Silksong may finally reach us, and what a wait it would have been. Next up at number 4, we have The Lords of the Fallen.
So that together, may we vanquish the darkness. In light, we walk.
Not to be confused with Lords of the Fallen that released back in 2014. The Lords of the Fallen is a reboot for the franchise that takes the Souls-like combat from the 2014 game and gives the world a much darker tone and style. You are one of the Dark Crusaders and you set out on a journey to take down the demon god. This world is split into two parallels, the living realm and the dead realm, with each realm posing its own brutal dangers and enemies, with the choice to go alone or with a friend. The Lords of the Fallen is shaping up to be a giant dark fantasy adventure. The Lords of the Fallen is being developed by Hexworks and is expected to release on all major platforms this year. Next up at number 3, we have Wukong Fallen Dynasty. Set during the Three Kingdoms period of China. If you play Dynasty Warriors, just think that same era. Although a different adaptation, with the game showing a darker, grittier, Three Kingdoms view that is plagued by demons. You control an unknown soldier who is trying to make his way and survive in this new demonized land, using techniques based on Chinese martial arts. Wukong Fallen Dynasty is being developed by Team Ninja, the same team behind the Neo franchise, along with Koei Tecmo, so familiar Neo players will feel right at home with this new Souls-like. The game released a limited time demo a while back to great praise, with another demo coming where players can transfer their data into the main game. As someone who played Dynasty Warriors a lot when I was little, I cannot wait to see a dark version of the Three Kingdoms. Wukong Fallen Dynasty releases on PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC on March the 3rd. This is also a day one Game Pass, so you have no reason not to be playing this. Next up at number 2, we have Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong surprised everyone with its gameplay trailer out of nowhere, showcasing its use of the Unreal Engine 5 and immediately shot to the top of the upcoming Souls-likes. Black Myth Wukong is a Souls-like based on Chinese legends, specifically a retelling of the famous Chinese 16th century novel Journey to the West. You control a monkey humanoid based on the legendary mythical figure Sun Wukong, who is helping a monk make his way to the west. But of course, that journey won't be an easy one. Players will be facing a large variety of enemies, and just like the novel, Sun Wukong was able to transform into various different beasts, so expect this transformation mechanic to be featured heavily in Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong is being developed by Game Science Studio and has been officially confirmed to be coming in 2024, and is planned for all major platforms except the Switch. And finally, at number 1, we have Lies of P. Bloodborne fans pay attention. Lies of P is a darker, grim retelling of the story of Pinocchio. Set in a Lovecraftian-inspired setting, you control Pinocchio as he looks to make his way through the city of Karat to find his mentor. Lies of P will feature a unique lie system that affects the game depending on your interactions and decisions. Everyone was immediately interested with its gameplay reveals, unique enemies, and is just what the Souls-like fans need. Developed by NeoWiz Games and Round 8 Studio, definitely shows its Bloodborne inspirations with its own flair. Lies of P is expected to release in 2023 on all major platforms except the Switch. And that is it. We definitely have a heavy list of upcoming Souls-likes. What Souls-like are you most looking forward to? Is there a Souls-like I should have mentioned? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this list and be sure to subscribe for more. Thanks guys, you're awesome. You've been watching Jedi Supreme.